Hi, Trina. Okay, I see you posted 5 pictures. Great. Um, I wanted to take you through a little bit of editing here. It's important when we convert color to grayscale that we also have to address contrast issues and adjust the levels, and we do that in Photoshop. If we merely convert to black and white, oftentimes the results are dull and lack contrast and interest. So just starting with this one, I brought it into Photoshop, and let's see. And what I noticed, actually, I'm going to move this back off for a second, is that this highlight is awfully kind of grayish, and there are no real whites or blacks in the image, and that's what we call low contrast. Contrast is the difference between what's black and what's white. And when we raise the contrast, we make the whites whiter and the blacks blacker. So I'm going to bring your image back in here, and primarily we do that with levels. The shortcut is Control L, but we get there in the menu through Image, Adjustment, Levels. And right here to keep it on the screen, but so we can still see what's going on. This is called a histogram, and it shows us every tone in the picture from pure black on the left to pure white on the right. And notice that the predominant tones, highlight tones, start down here at a sort of a light gray or a grayish tone. And that's what gives me this impression. So what I'm going to do is take this highlight and bring it up to the edge of the histogram mountain here. And I see that the blacks are set pretty well here, but when I want to raise contrast too, maybe down in here, I dial the center to the right. You see how that drops the midtones down a little bit darker and keeps those highlights up. Something very simple like that is all it takes. I'm going to take a look at using the crop tool and straightening this up a bit too. So I just click on the picture and come out to the corner, click and drag, and turn that slightly to the right, and then crop. Here's the before. Oops. Okay. Step backward. They've changed it. Oh, okay. And step forward. Okay. I think I like it straightened out. Anyway, notice the difference though between your shot with the low contrast and how we can pump things up a bit. Okay. One thing to avoid though when we're doing this is blowing out the highlights. We don't want to make them pure white, and blocking out the shadows. We don't want them to be pure black either. Okay. Same with this. Basically, it's bright sunlight on pavement, and we can take the contrast up a bit more. And otherwise, I like the angles in here, and I like the fact that you're looking at light. One other little tip: I notice they're not quite as sharp as they might be, but they are focused, and the shutter speed is fast enough. It looks like you're using a phone, and oftentimes when phones are stuck in pockets or handled a lot, they get a very fine smear of oil over the lens, and the lens gets a little dirtier than it should be. So before shooting, you might want to spray a little glass cleaner on paper towel and wipe the lens down. I think that'll sharpen things up quite a bit. Love this door. Same issue. Copy image, and I'm going to bring it over to Photoshop here. Let me hit Control V to paste it in. So it's a lovely white paint with sunlight dappling on it and simple design. It just needs to pick me up with contrast. So I'm going to go my shortcut to levels, Control L, and because we use it all the time. In fact, every single shot pretty much needs it. And I'm going to bring this right up to the edge of the, to the mountain of the histogram on the white side. And let me take a look at your midtones. That's good. Something like that. Blacks right here. White's right there, midtones, okay. So there's the before. I hit Control Z, and after Control Z, okay? So, very important. And let's take a look at this. Now this one was contrastier for some reason. Watch the highlights up here, make sure we try not to get sky, and careful about what's sharp and not sharp. So this is a large shape in the foreground, and it's much bigger than the area that is sharp, which is halfway down the fence here. So I'd like this to be sharper, or perhaps moved a little bit. You would move your body a little bit so that we don't see that. And be careful not to include sky in the shot. Also, this could be slightly straightened up a little bit, but okay. Good one on, again, a simple one-point perspective. This foreground here could be cropped out. So let's do that. I'm going to right-click Copy Image, and also adjust the levels. Control V to paste it, and crop tool, click in here, and I'm cropping out that bottom foreground stuff here, and there's something on the left here also that I'm going to bring in just a little bit, like that. Enter, and crop it, and hit levels, Control L, and bring up to the edge of the highlight, and here we go. Okay, here's the levels again, the difference on that. So a few quick tips. Check it out. Oh, I see something on the right here too. Oh, that's from the previous image underneath. That's what's going on. So ignore that. And see you on the blog.